Alright guys, now let us see how to differentiate e power x with respect to x using first principles. Alright, now look at this. I need to know at least two things to do this problem properly. It is like limit of delta x tends to 0, wherein e power delta x minus 1 by delta x is actually 1. This from your first PUC textbook again. And the second thing is about indices, that a power m plus n is a power m into a power n. Let us understand this better. Now, let us understand this guy. That is anyway a formula, we need to know that. And in the problem, I'll teach you a small cheating, where if you even forget this, you should be able to remember the whole derivation easily, alright? Now let us come to this and just understand what is this. A power m plus n can be written as a power m into a power n. It simply goes like this. If I have 2 to the power 6, I can write 2 power 6 as what? 2 power maybe 5 plus 1, which is nothing but what? Which can be 2 to the power 5 into 2 to the power 1, which again goes like what? I can add them, that is a power m into a power n is a power n plus n, that is 2 power 6 again. It means if I have the power in terms of a number plus another number, I can actually write two bases and split these two powers. Whereas, let us take another problem and do it. If I have 5 to the power c plus d, I can actually write this as 5 power c into 5 to the power d, where the base remains same, but the power will split to both of them. So this is what I would do. In fact, if in the problem, we'll get e to the power x plus delta x, which can be given as e power x into e power delta x. Now this word is a law which I'm using. Now let us start the problem and see how it works. We have 3 sessions or 3 stages of the problem as I taught you, right from the first problem. So the first stage is what? I take x increases to x plus delta x and y increases to y plus delta y. So substitute y plus delta y is e power x plus delta x. So delta y would be e power x plus delta x minus 1. Now, I'm just putting y on the other side. What is y? Y is the e power x. So delta y would be e power x plus delta x minus e power x. Now, from here, let's see what happens. I would use the second property, e power x plus delta x can be written as e power x into e power delta x minus e power x. Now see, let me continue the problem here. So delta y is given as e power x into e power delta x minus e power x. Can I take e power x common out? Yeah. E power x common and e power delta x minus 1 by, that's it, is delta y. That's my first stage where I keep delta y on one side and the rest of it on the other side. Now what is the next thing? Second stage is about dividing both the sides by delta x. So delta y by delta x, e power x into e power delta x minus 1 by delta x. So what's the worry? The worry is to eliminate delta x. I should not have delta x on the right hand side. I've been telling it from all the problems it is like that. Sometimes I can cancel out, sometimes I can use a formula, and now we'll see what I have to do. If you remember, if you by heart the formula of, if you differentiate, it is y is equal to e power x. The answer dy by dx is e power x itself. It means this whole thing should actually become 1, because I already have e power x and this has to become 1. So this is a cheating part I'm telling you. Anyway, we'll do this a little later. Come to that. If I apply the limits, the third stage is what now? Limits. Limit of delta x tends to 0, delta y by delta x is limit of delta x tends to 0, e power x into e power delta x minus 1 by delta x. Limit can actually go inside. Since this is not having delta x, so I can keep this guy outside and write limit of delta x tends to 0, e power delta x minus 1 by delta x is dy by dx. Alright? Now this becomes dy by dx. I told you, if dy by dx the answer is e power x only, then this has to become 1. If by chance, see, the formula says it is 1. If I don't remember the formula, the idea is I already have my answer. I don't want this. So this has to be logically equal to 1. That's the cheating part. So if at all by chance you don't remember this, come till here. from your first stage, second stage and third stage. After this, I have to write since limit of delta x tends to 0, e power delta x minus 1 by delta x is 1, I can use this formula here and write dy by dx is equal to e power x into 1, which is nothing but e power x itself. Now see, if you by chance forget this formula, just come to here, since you already have your answer, make this all equal to 1 and say it is a formula, and that's it. Who comes to know about this? No one, right? So that's how it is. Beautiful it is, and let's go with the last one we will do here, and that is